Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode, we spent some time making our space elevator there. We completed all of Tier 1 and 2 milestones, and then we completed Phase 1 as a whole by uploading the space elevator parts. In this episode, we're going to get started on Phase 2, first with the coal power milestone. Shouldn't be too long to get. I turned our little space elevator part maker setup here into a rotor maker. I don't really need a permanent rotor setup right at this moment. I'll go ahead and get that unlocked, and then we will find our first coal nodes, some water, and get our first fully sustainable power system set up. Took a couple minutes here, got the resources we need to complete full power milestone.
Milestone reached. Power production can now be fully automated by burning coal, which has been added to the resource scanner. Water is also necessary to run the coal-powered generator and will require a network of pipelines to be transported from a water source. To assist with locating and identifying water, Fixit has compiled this guide. Water is a somewhat reflective liquid and it may have thick vegetation growing nearby. To test if something is water, try touching it. If it is not solid and does not corrode your suit, it is probably water.
Very helpful. All right, so now we should have coal on our resource scanner. We do. We'll scan for that in just a moment. I wanted to look at the other stuff we got here. So we've unlocked water extractors, coal power generator, pipelines, and with these pipelines, I believe, yes, we're going to need these copper sheets, which we are not currently making, but I don't think we're going to need that many pipes. I'll have to look, but I may just craft them by hand just to get it done. Let's find our coal. Quite far away. There's several coal nodes over there. I think I'm going to go for that one. It's 1,000 meters away. We have found our coal area down here, and it seems to be in this, I don't know what you call this, cavern. Not really a cavern. In this hole. It seems kind of a pain to get down. This should be an experience. So we have found our coal nodes here. One of them is blocked by a boulder, which we cannot blow up yet. We have one normal node here. We have two across this way. Normal and normal. Okay. So we have, if I overclock the miners, we have about 360 coal in it to work with for now. That should be plenty. Alright, so we're back here. I have created the foundation of what I want to do here. So it's going to be 6 coal generators in each section. So I'm going to have 3 sets of these 6. Basically going to have the coal node come in and feed into a row of splitters here, and you'll see I've made this little contraption. Just going to split off, come down, and feed in, because these need water and coal. So there needs to be room for the pipes to move along here, so the pipe's going to move here. Now, since each of these use 45 water a minute, I believe that's 270 water total. But 2 water extractors is 240 water. I could use a power slug to charge one of them up more, but it's just easier to use 3. This will go over the capacity of the pipe, 300, but we don't need more than 300, so that'll be fine. We'll just We'll just have an extra source of water here. But I'm basically just going to get this piped up. First, I am going to line up these pipe segments. So it together nicely. And this isn't going to be super nice. This isn't an end game power plant either. This is very mid game. There's still fuel and nuclear and all kinds of shit too. So I don't really care about this looking pretty. We're also not going to be down here. This is literally just for fuel generation. There's nothing else we're going to do with it. And I did run a power line all the way down, all the way back to main base, just so we can charge this up. Because once it's charged up, this will just run on its own. Pipes are a little annoying with how tall they are. Now we may... I don't think I'm going to set up all 3 coal generators for now. I think just this one will be fine. And then as we need more, we can come back and build more. Just because it's kind of a pain to get all these resources right now. I don't have any system automatically making rotors. I don't have anything automatically making copper sheet. So we'll have to go ahead and do that eventually. Now, fluids in this game are kind of weird, and you need pumps to pump it uphill. These tractors have 10 meters of called head lift. So basically it can pump water 10 meters up without needing an additional pump. I think this is fine because these are 4 meters up from there. This should be fine. If not, I can stick one of these pumps in. Just extra resources and power needed. Go ahead. I don't want it to clip through. Doesn't have to look good, but it like to look somewhat realistic. Yeah, that works. And we'll just have to grab power to these, and actually I should go ahead and do that now, just so it starts filling these pipes with water. Like that. And we should start seeing water flow through here. There we go. Starting to get some extracting water for us. And it does look like, yep, it's going up here. And it should. Perfect. Yep, it's filling this up. Let's make sure it's filling up the one at the end as well. Not quite getting water down here yet. We're starting to flow. And you should always fill up all your connections before you turn anything on. So fill up the water, fill up the coal. While that fills up, we will go ahead and take care of the coal. I just stacked 3 splitters on top of each other and then split it down with a lift there. I actually should have done the splitter thing first, but fine, we can take care of it. So I actually did have to get rid of the pipes to fit all these in. So I'll go through and re-put the pipes in here, but you can see this is how this looks. Splitters and lifts. Simple. And we'll do our belt math. Make sure that enough resources get every generator. Alright, I got the pipes back in here. We'll slowly fill this back up with water. I'm going to go ahead and belt sort it out. And we're going to have Actually gonna be 90 coal coming into here, I believe, because each one of these is 15. So I will need Mark II belts for the beginning, but not super far in. So we're gonna have 90 coming into here. We're gonna lose 15, be 75. We're gonna lose 15, and that's gonna be 60. That's all the more Mark II belts we're gonna need. This, and we will need Mark II belts coming all the way in, but not a huge deal. We'll just have to route that in. That, and let me go ahead and hook up the coal miner. This spot here. Well, actually, we'll just do a lift. It'll look kind of nice. Alright, so I have hooked up the coal miner up there with some power cables. I ran the belt all the way down. So here shortly we should see coal coming down the path. We'll spread out all the coal generators. Now we do have to hook all these up to power. Not sure exactly how I want to do that yet. Not going to look pretty, but we have our coal coming in here now. Moving down the lifts, filling these up. Yep. We'll actually let these get completely full before we turn them on. It's always good to do that. Now around back here, I just added an extra layer of foundations. It's kind of scuffed, but whatever. And we'll hook up 2 of these power pole. Not sure what that power pole is for. And finally, hook it back up out there. We will wait for this to proliferate through the system. We will turn this on. Now this should give us 75 megawatts each. If I can do math, it should be 450 megawatts of power. It's generators, which actually, that's about as much. I think that is, yeah, that's as much as our 15 biomass generator biomass power plant. So we can completely wipe that out, and this will just replace it, and we don't have to mess with this at all. Now while that's doing that, I just made an identical platform here. The same 8x5 foundations. We'll just have, it'll be opposite though, so they'll be facing that way instead of the way those are facing. And the water will come in from here out there somewhere. And then possibly we'll put a third one over here. Maybe we'll have one on the water. I'm not sure how yet. I'd like to experiment with some different designs instead of just having like 6 in a line, maybe 3 on each side. So, I don't know, something different. Now it does look like everything is full of water, which is very good. I wasn't sure if it was going to work properly. Fluids in this game are so frustrating sometimes. They don't really work how you think they'd work. You have to have like some sort of fluid dynamics degree to get it to work properly, but everything looks full. And we're still waiting on the coal. The first ones are full. Looks like it's still just getting through the... Alright, so here we are. Took like 10 minutes. Everything has gone through the system and filled up the final coal generator, and it's full. We're going to go ahead back here and turn these on. poles backed up on the belt there. I'm just gonna start with the end ones, just because I like it. It'll take a minute for these to ramp up. There we are. We just got a big shot in the arm of energy. Very nice. Let's go through to the end and make sure that these are all working. Good. I'm just going to keep an eye on the water for a little bit and make sure that it's working properly. That's the part that always makes me nervous. Like, these are shutting down, but obviously we have more water in the system than we actually need. As long as this stays full, they can shut down as much as they want. Yeah, they're filling up. Thinking this is going to work out very nicely. This is a super easy build to make. The longest or hardest part of it is just getting the extra resources you need for it, since obviously you need some more advanced resources, rotors, reinforced plates, and then those sheets. The sheets aren't hard to make, it's just copper, but it's an extra setup you have to build to make those, unless you want to craft them by hand. Okay, we are back at base here, and I thought it would be fun just to show this. I'm going to dismantle whole biomass power plant, and it's going to be super satisfying. I cleared out some of my inventory space, so we'll have room for this. Hopefully we'll have room for this. A lot of biomass still in here, and we will use biomass. You can use it later on for like the jetpack. We will use it for the chainsaw and stuff, which we'll still use. There's definitely foliage and stuff that gets in the way of your builds. Super nice to just be able to take that down. Perfect. And the mass dismantle, super nice as well. That's super easy. Make sure you don't accidentally dismantle some things you don't want to dismantle. Just like that. Like there was nothing ever built here. Which we may put something else up here later. I'm not sure if there's any other resources around here. I know there's some iron stuff out here, but there we are. And we still have our 450 megawatts of power, which we could add a little bit more factory on before we needed to upgrade, but probably before I start the next episode, I'll add in the second set of coal generators. That'll get us up to 900. And that'll really just take care of our power issues probably through phase 2. Or at least the beginning of phase 2. If we look here, the next stuff we're going to be getting into is steel, which that'll definitely be interesting. We'll just get a couple extra stuff for a person, tractors, which we're not really going to use. Blueprints are new since I played last time. We might mess around with that a little bit. We'll get into some Mark III belts, more steel stuff, better power, and then hypertubes. And then we'll be working on getting to phase 5, or getting past phase 2, but getting through the tier 5 and 6. Alright, well, I appreciate everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Lets me know that you like these videos and continue to make more of them. And I'll see you all in the next video.